All right. Getting into this SAP S4 on a Cloud guide. Chapter 9. Enterprise Contract Management and Assembly.
This is something I think a lot of businesses struggle with, even if they don't realize it.
Yeah.
You sent this in, so clearly organized legal stuff is on your mind.
It's fascinating to me how many companies, are dealing with legal chaos.
Right.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, only the haystack is made of contracts and they're scattered across different departments,
Yeah.
different systems.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's true. And it sounds like SAP recognized that pain point because they've
yeah.
designed S4 on a Cloud to be this kind of central hub for all things legal.
Right.
It's not just tucked away in some corner.
Yeah.
It integrates these processes into how the business actually runs.
Exactly. Instead of those legal documents being siloed off somewhere, they're right there next to the functions that they impact.
Makes sense.
So imagine you're negotiating a major purchase order, right?
Okay.
With the system, the contract is right there, linked in the system.
No more going back and forth trying to track down different versions or, what clause said what.
Okay, so no more digging through filing cabinets. I'm already sold.
Yeah.
But the guide gets into specifics.
Okay.
And it talks about this thing called the Enterprise Contract Management Overview app, which sounds important.
Mm-hmm. It's the command center.
Okay.
Think of it as a personalized dashboard highlighting all your critical tasks.
Yeah.
You get upcoming deadlines.
Yeah.
It can even flag potential risks
Oh, wow.
before they become problems.
It's like having a legal Eagle assistant keeping an eye on everything.
Right.
I also noticed that it tracks the time it takes to create documents,
Yeah,
which seems incredibly useful for finding bottlenecks, improving how things work.
absolutely.
But then it gets even more interesting
Okay.
with this concept of contexts within SAP.
Okay, so contexts are essentially blueprints for common legal scenarios.
Yeah.
So let's say you're in procurement.
Okay.
There's a context for that. It predefines the typical parties involved, the standard clauses that you'd need,
Makes sense.
even the approval workflows.
Oh, wow.
It takes the guesswork out of the process.
So instead of reinventing the wheel each time you're working from a template
Exactly.
that's been tested,
Yep.
and speeds things up. I bet businesses dealing with a ton of contracts are breathing a sigh of relief right now just hearing that.
Absolutely. And building on that idea of streamlining, the guide highlights this request legal content app.
Okay.
So say you need a contract.
Yeah.
You need it quickly.
Right.
This app, it guides you through a simple wizard, generates a legal transaction, and then boom, kicks off that whole process.
Okay, so less bureaucracy, faster results, music to anyone's ears, right?
Yes.
But it's not just about creating documents.
Right.
The guide goes on to talk about managing the entire life cycle of legal documents, tasks, transactions, all within SAP.
Exactly. Think about tracking document versions, sending reminders for approvals. It even integrates with those e-signature services like DocuSign.
Oh, right.
So it keeps everything flowing smoothly and transparently.
And get this, you can even link specific sales or purchase orders to a legal transaction in SAP.
Yes.
So if you ever need to audit a deal, you can instantly pull up every single document that's related.
That's a level of integration that goes way beyond what most businesses are used to.
Mm-hmm.
It's about connecting those dots between the legal and operational processes
Yeah.
in a way that drives real business value.
This is already impressive, but it sounds like SAP doesn't stop there. The guide mentions some seriously deep customization options.
Yeah.
Let's dig into those after a quick break.
All right, back into the deep end with SAP's customization. The guide mentioned tweaking things like number ranges and reminder types. So you're not just stuck with a one-size-fits-all approach.
Not at all. You can tailor the system to match your company's specific, lingo.
Okay.
If your legal team uses certain terminology, you can configure the system to reflect that. Even something as granular as reminder types can be adjusted.
To align with your internal processes.
So it's about making the software work for you, not the other way around. Any standout examples of customization that really highlight that?
The guide gave a good one. The ability to create profiles in SAP. These are like predefined templates, but for settings
Okay.
instead of documents. So let's say you frequently onboard new vendors. You can create a profile that automatically populates all the standard fields, approvals needed for that specific process.
Ah, so it's like having a shortcut for setting up your legal processes. But let's step back for a second. We've gone over all these features and customizations.
Right.
What's the bigger picture here? What's the impact for someone listening who might be thinking, okay, this is all well and good, but how does this actually help my business?
That's the key question, right?
Yeah.
And the guide does a good job of highlighting the real-world impact. It's about going beyond just, organizing documents, streamlining processes. It's about transforming the way businesses operate,
Okay.
especially when it comes to anything legal.
So less about filing, more about strategy. I like it. Give us the aha moment here.
Think about it. Improved compliance. That means fewer legal headings down the line, which translates to cost savings. Faster contract cycles. You can close deals quicker, bring in revenue faster, and greater transparency. That leads to better communication and collaboration, both internally and with external partners.
Okay, now we're talking. Efficiency, profitability, stronger relationships. That's a compelling case for any business leader. But there's always another layer to uncover, right? I feel like we've only explored the tip of the iceberg with this whole SAP S4 on a cloud for enterprise contract management and assembly.
Yeah,
But the guide leaves us with a thought-provoking question.
it does.
As we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it challenges us to consider,
Yeah,
how could this level of integration and automation
right.
transform legal processes?
You-
And by extension, I mean overall business outcomes.
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the possibilities.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Imagine a world where legal processes are no longer seen as this hurdle,
Right.
It's a strategic advantage,
Totally.
fueling efficiency and growth.
Yeah, precisely. It's about shifting from simply managing contracts to leveraging them
Okay.
strategically.
Right.
For greater business agility and success, this guide has really illuminated how SAP can empower businesses to operate, smarter, faster, and just with more confidence in today's, really dynamic business landscape.
So there you have it. We've journeyed through the ins and outs of SAP S/4HANA Cloud for enterprise contract management and assembly,
We did.
really uncovering its potential to revolutionize how businesses, handle these legal processes,
Absolutely.
from taming those scattered documents
Yeah.
to streamlining workflows, boosting efficiency.
We've seen how these tools can really empower businesses to operate more strategically, more effectively. And, remember that thought-provoking question from the guide as you move forward. How could these very insights transform your own business? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into this fascinating world of business technology.